Nothing is more irritating when you finish your speech and your friend, the one videoing, stops videoing as soon as you finish talking. Now, to many people, this doesn't sound like such a big problem, but in speech class, this means that you have to start completely over. You see, for every speech, the person videoing has to show the audience at the beginning and at the end of every speech. That way, Mr. Davidson knows that the audience didn't just walk up and disappear and didn't watch your speech. So for the very first speech in speech class, we had to introduce ourselves to the entire class. It was very hard for most of us, and it took a lot of tries. On my third try, I finally made it through the speech, but the person videoing, Shelby, my friend, pressed the stop button as soon as I put my closing line. When I say everyone in the room turned and yelled and screamed at her because I had finally made it through, and that was my best take of that speech. I finally got over it, and I filmed it, and I made it through again. It was not as good as the try before, but I had gone through so many problems just in that one speech that I was totally okay with it at this point. This being said, let me introduce to you my points. 1, I may not have the confidence of Captain Marvel when she met the Avengers for the first time, but since I have started this speech class, my confidence in public speaking has gone up. 2, if you had asked me 8 months ago if I would rather step on a Lego, fall down the stairs into a bucket of paint, or give a 1-minute speech in front of my closest friends, I would have chose the first option. 3, Mr. Davidson will be waiting for you at the gates of hell if you do not follow his very specific instructions throughout the course. Now back to my first point. I may not have the confidence of Captain Marvel when she met the Avengers for the first time, but since then, because of this speech class, my confidence in public speaking has gone up. This course has helped me become a better public speaker, and I know I'm still not the best, but considering where I was at the beginning of this class, I was very anxious and shaky, and it was so hard for me just to get up and talk in front of a group of people. Now I'm more comfortable with it, and it's not as hard. And you can tell in every single one of my speeches that I have improved each time, which is very good for me considering where I started. My second point. If you had asked me 8 months ago if I would rather step on a Lego, fall down the stairs into a bucket of paint, or give a 1-minute speech in front of my closest friends, I would have chose the first option. I absolutely have hated talking in front of people my whole life. I get very anxious and shaky, like I said before. It has always been a very hard thing for me to do. In fact, at church, I used to have to read the readings, and I used to freeze. It was so hard for me to do. I couldn't get through the first line. It was so hard for me to do. But because of this class, I have really improved, and I'm very thankful for that. My third point. Mr. Davidson will be waiting for you at the gates of hell if you don't follow his very specific instructions throughout the course. This class is very easy if you follow his instructions. They are very thorough and in-depth. He has them laid out for each tab for the week, and he also has dress code clearly in the syllabus, and it's very simple if you follow his instructions. In fact, I feel like that's why many people are having a hard time with this class. It's because they're not paying attention and following the rules. It's very simple. If you follow his instructions, you will pass this class. These key points will hopefully help you survive and thrive in speech class.